till it get low. Gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and get a shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Oh, enough with all the talking, I just told her say less and do more. Do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her do more, do more, do more, do more. Go ahead, set the mood right. Dirty like a food fight. You been working all day, load it up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her. And she gon' work that round. I'ma mess around and drown when she drop that down. No more phone be blowing up, I like not right now. Oh, I swear that she in next the way she work that mouth. Whoa, automatic cause she move, she be cousin static. I be straight up like an addict, might become an addict. Now I gotta have it, had enough with all the moves, yeah, move here. Ooh, let me grab it now, I'm on 1 year. Now I'm not done yet, told her wait right here. I'll be back one sec, this is just time out, this is not no way. Go and grab that friend, and you know what's next, stay. You been rockin' with an all-star, baby, and I know you coming early like a five-star, baby. Packing out the seat, this ain't no hostile, baby, and they know me in the city like a mob star. Oh, I tell her get low, gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and get a shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Oh, enough with all the talking, I just told her say less and do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her do more, do more, do more, do more. Go ahead, set the mood right. Dirty like a food fight. You been working all day, load it up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her.
Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, I need it now, told him on the lay. I've been moving dog, yeah, I'm on the way. I don't hear the talk, don't care what they say. I don't got no patience, I can't ever wait. I've been trying to get it, running up all these digits. And I've been in the gym, I've been up doing minutes. I just put in that work, told them it's strictly business. And I see through the face, they all just burning bridges. Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, they don't want it done like I want it, dog. Yeah, they say they want it, then they took the summer off. I've been going down the list, checking numbers off. I was checking on your numbers, told them something's off. I was at the bottom, now you know I'm climbing. Now they sending deals, they know I ain't signing. They been trying to sell it, they know I ain't buying. When they send a text, dog, I ain't replying. Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test, now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, I can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close, I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right. I swear that I'm working, I'm up till like midnight. It's real life. I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Mafia, we got another amazing week of crazy Bitcoin price action ahead of us here. And in today's live stream, I want to talk about a few different things. I want to take a look at the local price action, take a look at what's happening right now on those lower time frames, as well as taking a look at the higher time frames. I want to pull up the cycle chart that we take a look at from time to time here on the channel. Been looking at this since basically when I started my channel. I want to take a look at some of the timing that we're seeing here with the 4-year cycle that could potentially be pointing to some crazy price action ahead. Can we finally get up to those all-time highs? And then obviously we'll take a look. It's not all rainbows and butterflies, although I am locally still bullish here, guys. To give a little bit of a spoiler alert, I am still locally bullish here, and I'm going to explain exactly why, but I do want to take a look at those higher time frames and still kind of talk about the bearish case in case we do see some surprises coming in here. But I'm going to break it all down on tonight's live stream. Thank you all for tuning in and hanging out with us here on the Frankie Candles live stream, hanging out with your boy Frankie Candles and the best YouTube community out there, the CandleMafia, on this beautiful Monday night. And hopefully I can give you guys some guidance on where this thing is headed next so we can predict that next move before it happens so you could trade it and potentially make some money. based off your own intuition or your own decisions, I should say. But before we jump into it, guys, don't forget to smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get gives you guys some free chances to win some free crypto and maybe even some free Frankie Candles hats. As you guys know, we did give away some Frankie Candles hats on Friday's giveaway. Shout out to ADD Dad. I know he got one. But yeah, shout out to everybody in here. Smash that like button if you have not already. We're going for 550 likes on tonight's stream. Let's see who we got in here. We got K Diggity in the chat, the biggest fan of the goats out here. Shout out to K Diggity. Phoebe says hi. If you guys don't know who Phoebe is, it's my goat. But yeah, shout out to Phoebe and K Diggity. Shout out to you, bro. Let's see. We got Flame in the chat. Good to see you, bro. Welcome in. Let's see. Excuse me. Just chug some Aztecian cactus moss water there. Shout out to Matt. What is going on? He says, bing bong. Shout out to you, bro. Welcome in. Let's see. Yo, shout out to, oh my God. Talk about, you guys challenged me with these names. Lachazar, shout out to you, bro. He says, what's up? Shout out to you, bro. No, God, you're getting me fired up today, guys. I might be popping off tonight, and someone's going to be like, is this guy on something? Why is he so hyper? But this is just genuine energy here, guys. But shout out to Lanchester. Thank you for that super chat. I appreciate you, bro. We got Gen Z in the chat. Carlos S. What is going on? We got Wayne C. Tony D. Checking in. We got Tyler Durden, Crypto Billy, Crypto Anon, Rob the Crypto Snob, Chemistry, bro. You guys know who the mods are. Dave Digital, our most official mod. Shout out to the mods, guys. Drop them some love in the chat. They help me out endlessly with this YouTube channel. This Mafia would not be the same without them. Shout out to B-Rad Crypto. What's going on? Says, hello, Uncle Frankie. My niece is not here just yet. I mean, I still am an uncle. But yeah, my niece is not here yet. She's going to pop out any day, I think, though. But shout out to B-Rad Crypto. Good to see you. Tony D dropping that super chat, letting everybody know we have more merch returning to the store soon. Shout out to Tony D. He is working on that right now. So shout out to Tony D, guys. And I'm going to get into this a little bit later. But we are going to be starting a very, very helpful series for those of you who are looking to get into trading and may not know exactly where to start. We're going to be starting a nice little beginner series here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. I'm probably going to start shooting it tomorrow. And we don't know if we're going to drop it all at once or one at a time. But it's going to basically be able to take you from knowing nothing about the charts in an organized fashion on how to look at the charts, how to read them, how to potentially find some trade setups, and when to execute and enter your trades. We're going to break down everything for you, so keep an eye out for that. Shout out to CJ the One. Said, shout out to the CandleMafia fam. Shout out to you, bro. Dropping those sauce can emojis. Pennywise, our favorite clown in the chat. Sometimes he's a little bit spooky, but shout out to Pennywise. But guys, with all that being said, yeah, Michael S. said all at once. That's kind of good. I'm going to need a little bit of time to film it all, but I think it might be, I don't know if it's going to live on the YouTube channel. Maybe we'll drop it in the Discord. I don't know. But yeah, maybe dropping it all at once would be pretty cool. But yeah, we'll have to figure it out. Maybe we'll take a vote here. But guys, with all that being said, shout out to Jeff Miller. Let's go ahead and jump on into these charts. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Jeff Miller. Oh, God, shout out to Jeff. But yeah, shout out to Brian Baca saying hola, hola, hola. Shout out to you guys. But yeah, let me go ahead and jump on into the charts here, guys, and see if we can figure out what the heck this thing is going to do next. Let's go ahead and jump on into it. Let's go. So here we are on the Bitcoin chart, guys, and before we jump into everything, I kind of want to talk about how we got to where we were, or how we got to where we are. I always do that. But yeah, as you guys know, we were looking for this retracement to the upside based off of, many different things, right? We had the higher time frame or higher daily time frame green dots here on Market Cipher B. Had the 3-day green dot here, as well as the 2-day was kind of that first thing that was making us anticipate that push to the upside. And then we had some other things, such as daily money flow crossing over into the green here, which was making us anticipate that bigger move up. We also were approaching our macro value area low, which is sitting right now at $60,434. And if you guys know anything about this YouTube channel, you guys know we love the volume profiles as they provide very, very, very reliable context. As we know, once you get above that value area low and flip it to support, the next likely place for price to go is to begin that journey up to your POC, and then if you can flip that POC, you are going to be looking to get up to that value area high. And the question we're going to answer tonight is, as we are rejecting our current resistance zone that we've been looking at on the charts for so long, finally got to move into this level, guys. The question is, are we going to get the big rejection here, potentially see some lower prices for Bitcoin, or are we going to simply just get a little bit of turbulence here for a move to the upside? I'm going to let you guys know exactly what I'm expecting here over the next hour or so, or not what I'm expecting on Bitcoin, but I'm going to let you guys know over the rest of the stream what I'm thinking is going to happen here. Obviously, never financial advice. We're wrong. I mean, we're right more than we're wrong, but, nothing is 100% here, not even the TA, even though it plays out more often than it doesn't. But yeah, as we are rejecting this local resistance or kind of major resistance zone here, guys, on Friday's live stream, I was talking about a very key level, and that was this tapped weekly naked point of control. I'm actually really glad I brought this up because this actually turned out to be the level that we're currently rejecting right now. Now, it is not a naked point of control technically right now. It is tapped actually, if I pull up Exo charts, I can actually show you guys exactly where this level came from. Bada boom, bada bing. Where are we at? Where is it? Bada boom, bada bing. We'll bring this up in a second. I don't want to waste too much time trying to find it. But either way, sitting at $64,500, guys, this tapped weekly naked point of control on top of a couple other things that we had up here. Obviously, we are getting pretty eerily close to our 786 Fibonacci retracement level. And as you guys know, as we've been looking for this move to the upside, we are still potentially going to be somewhat cautious, right? The title of the video today is Make or Break, right? I think it's something like that. Bitcoin Make or Break, right? Yeah, Bitcoin Make or Break. This is a very, very key level of resistance, right? Because as we know, that first major level of resistance was actually sitting here at the golden pocket / value area low at the time. If I actually bring this back just a little bit, obviously that level had moved, right? So we have the confluence here on the golden pocket value area low. And we know, right, as the higher time frame money flow had been in the red at the time, we were anticipating potential rejections here at that golden pocket value area low. We got about a 10% drawdown, and let me go back to, there we go. And, as, not only, why are we looking at these levels, right? And I'm not really going to spend a lot of time on this because I've spent a lot of time on this, when Bitcoin was born. We talked about this a million times. But, just very simply, as you see price retrace into these major Fibonacci retracement levels, such as the golden pocket 786, these are typically the areas where we would expect a lower high to be created if you are going to continue your downtrend. This is where you would expect that macro lower high to come in at, either at the golden pocket or the 786, which we have not technically tapped just yet, but we have come into that resistance zone, right? So in my opinion, right, this is the make or break moment for Bitcoin, because if we're able to get above that 786, that gives us an opportunity to finally make it up to that POC, flip that POC, and then finally make it up to that $70,000 value area high, where we all know that we have that liquidity. Let me come on over here to High Block Capital real quick, where we all know that we have that liquidity sitting here just above $70,000, right? This is technically, in the grand scheme of things, guys, this is the next major area of liquidity. And if you don't know what you're looking at here, simply a liquidation chart. And the way you use this, right, it basically shows you where there are a high amount of liquidation sitting. Now, these areas act as magnets for price. Now, it's not as easy as just finding a liquidation level and then just waiting for price to hit the level. However, you could see oftentimes, even back here, when we were getting a little rejection here from the value area high at the time, this is obviously the macro value area we're looking at. Before we got that big drop down there, one of the reasons I was looking for this level on the live stream at about 51 to 52K was, amongst many other things, we had this high level of liquidations down there. And a lot of times the market likes to go down there and liquidate everybody, stop them out of their long positions that they all took down here or within this price action. They all take longs. Their stop losses and liquidations sit below the low. And price likes to go down there and wreck everybody before finally reversing price back to the upside. So that was one of the reasons we were looking for that move down. However, now we have all the liquidations sitting above $70,000. Now, again, it's not as easy as saying, hey, just because we have liquidity up there, you're definitely going up. But it does act as somewhat of a magnet, right? So, using other forms of analysis, we can use this as a layer of confluence, not alone by itself. But you can see it did wind up working for that 51 to 52K level, although we did front run it back here. Now, as we continue on here, this is the make or break level in my opinion. Again, because if we flip that 786, in my opinion, right, there's kind of two levels we can look at here. I'm going to take a look at Market Cipher B and talk about why we could also look at Market Cipher to look for that continuation up. But there's kind of two fib pulls that we can look at here, guys. It's either going to be the two that I am looking at personally, right, is the local fib pulled from the local high all the way to the major low here at $49,000. That gives us this level right in here. And then the other fib that I am looking at is pulled to all the way at the top of the range, all the way down to the major low here at $49,000. And that puts your 786 pretty much in confluence with that POC. So, this is kind of the first level that I am looking at for a potential lower high to come in, right? Now, in general, I am leaning a bit more bullish, right? So, as of right now, like I've been talking about, if that money flow on the higher time frame, such as the 3-day, you could see your VWAP is starting to roll over here, and your money flow is also, although it did come back into the green here, it does look like it may want, come on, Come on. It does look like it may kind of want to roll back over here. Now, if that were the case, we could potentially anticipate a bigger dump to the downside to break this low. Now, again, as I was talking about on Friday, with the daily money flow crossover, with the way that a lot of these higher hourly time frames are looking, such as the 10-hour, with your money flow coming up, your daily money flow crossover into the green, this would make you anticipate that this trend locally will continue to the upside. And the fact that we are now within our larger volume profile, like I've been saying, I would be not forgetting about the fact that you could put in a lower high here, or even up towards that POC, that larger 786 right above that POC. But as we live within this volume profile, and as long as we are holding that value area low as support, we could kind of put that in the back burner, right? Again, not completely forgetting about it, because if there was some kind of crazy dump that happens, maybe we get some bearish news, we get a massive pullback, and we get a break of that low. It's not going to be a big surprise to us, because remember, money flow on the higher time frame still was pointing in that direction. But as long as we're above that value area low, I am going to remain bullish locally. And when we get into the higher time frames here and into the cycle chart, you guys are going to understand kind of why we may actually be able to get that fake out on the daily money flow and get the much bigger move to the upside. So with that being said, key levels of resistance remain just about the same, right? We broke above our first level, which was the golden pocket value area low. We knew once we broke above that, the next key level to look at would be that weekly naked point of control, as well as the 786 up here. So we're kind of just fighting that level. As long as we can get above there, I do think things could kind of play out somewhat well, right? As long as we remain in this value area. Now, here's the thing, right? Locally, right, nothing is just going to go up in a straight line, right? And as you guys can see, we are getting but we are getting a little bit of a pullback here. And, this is somewhat expected, right? Nothing is going to go up in a straight line. As we get this local pullback here, there are some key levels that I am keeping an eye on. Now, you guys don't want to forget that we do actually still have our, let me pull this up really quick. Excuse me. Take a sip of that Aztecian cactus moss water. Let's see. Bada boom. Let me get back into the chat here real quick. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay. So obviously we are getting a little bit of a rejection here. Now, I know a lot of people are just probably like, oh my God, we got a 3% pullback. Is it all over? And the answer here is, to be honest, with the daily money flow crossover again, one thing to realize here, guys, is your VWAP, right? What is this VWAP doing? It is curving to the downside, right? And there is some confluence here to potentially look for a local pullback, but that doesn't make me instantly look for lower lows, right? Because with the daily money flow, remember, the money flow indicates the longer-term trend. What does this mean? It means that that red dot could potentially give us a continuation of a pullback. And I'm going to show you some confluence that could potentially point towards a little bit lower here. But again, not necessarily a breakdown to new lows, right? Locally with that money flow crossover, it would be somewhat, I would be a little bit more greedy with the longs and a little bit more conservative with the shorts, right? Because if we get that red dot on the daily and that money flow remains in the green, we would be looking at that red dot as a potential lackluster pullback to put in a higher low and potentially continue to higher prices. Now, with that red dot on the daily, you guys can see here locally on the lower time frames, such as the 80-minute, we are starting to potentially get money flow to come out here, right? Like, this is very simple, and if you're new to the charts, if you're new to this live stream, if you're new to this channel, this is a very simple strategy that I like to use on Market Cypher B, and I used to use this alone. Granted, I do use a lot more kind of advanced entry strategies at this point, but I've had a lot of success using just this simple strategy on Market Cypher B, and it is simply when you have a red dot on a higher time frame and a money flow crossover on a lower time frame. But these time frames are very specific, right? Now, in this certain case, right, the time frames are the daily and the 90-minute, right? It is 1/16 of the time frame, right? So you're looking at the high time frame, and then you're looking for a money flow crossover on 1/16 of that time frame, right? So with that daily red dot, I like to see the red dot on the daily, and then once we see that 90-minute money flow crossover into the red, a lot of times that's what causes the bigger move down. Now, this is the exact same strategy that we used to call the last lower high and bigger drop to break structure and give us this new lower low into 51 to 52K, right? Everybody was super bullish. I got some pushback here looking at that 51 to 52K level, but the TA simply played out, right? I am only here to bring you the information on the charts and my opinion on them. But the information on the charts is factual, right? It's not an opinion. Now, whether it plays out or not may be an opinion, right? Because that could kind of change based off of what the rest of the time frames look like. But locally here, you could see that 90-minute money flow crossover that occurred right here was a very, very similar situation. We had the 90-minute money flow crossover, and if I pull up that daily and we go back to that purple line, you could see that we were actually getting a red dot on the daily as well. So that is that, and then you could see really what started the bigger move down was that 90-minute money flow crossover. That's really where the big breakdown happened. So we are potentially seeing a very similar setup here with that 90-minute money flow skirting off to the lower, skirting off towards that zero line, looking for a crossover into the red with that daily red dot. Now, the difference here is we did actually have a daily bearish divergence here, right? So, you know, that take that into consideration. I'm not necessarily, we didn't have the money flow crossover into the green at this point, but now with money flow crossing over into the green, I would probably not anticipate that big of a drop, at least right now, to break the structure of the downside once again. Doesn't make it impossible, right? Could this money flow fake back out into the red? Sure. But based off this high time frame, daily money flow crossover into the green, I would look at this as a lackluster pullback to put in a higher low and then continue off to higher prices. But locally, that 90-minute money flow may be something, and you can see the 80-minute kind of front running here about to cross over into the red. That 80 and 90-minute money flow crossover may be a good thing to look at if we are going to get a bigger drop down. Now, I can already hear you guys. I hear the Mafia in the chat. But Frankie, if we get that bigger drop, and we're not going to go down to lower lows, which might happen. Nobody knows, right? But if you don't think we're going to get those lower lows, well, where can we look for a bounce? And that is where the next key levels are going to come into account. Let me just pull this up really quick. I do want to pull up this level here, and I'll pull it up actually from ExoChart so I can kind of show you guys where these levels are actually taken from. Now, ExoCharts is an order flow software and a footprint chart, so you can do a lot of stuff on here. You can also take a look at high block and stuff. I have no affiliation with them. It's just what I like to look at. But with these weekly naked points of controls, you can see 47.5. That's why if we did get the bigger breakdown and that higher time frame money flow crosses into the red and we get the macro, crash, we get a bigger dump to the downside and we break this low again. 47.5 is that key level. But again, like I said, as long as we're within this range, I'm not too worried about that, at least at this moment. But if we take a look at the local levels, pull up ExoCharts once again, you guys can see that right here, we have a naked point of control sitting at about $62,109. Now, this is kind of the next higher time frame naked point of control that I can see on the chart. So let me actually go ahead and mark this out really quick. Bada boom, pull this out here. Whoops. Weekly NPOC. I already have this on the other chart, but I'll just mark it here for you guys. Coordinates can be, 62,100, right? Bada boom. Whoops. Bada bing, right? So this weekly naked point of control, whoops. Bada boom, right? This weekly naked point of control is going to be an absolutely key level to look at, right? So we do get that breakdown. This is kind of that first major level that I would anticipate somewhat of a strong bounce. So when I say, right, it could be a lackluster pullback based off the money flow on the daily. When I say lackluster pullback for a bounce back to the upside, this will be kind of that first level of support I will be looking at. Now, don't forget, we also have this local volume profile from down below, right? This is kind of what we broke out of last week, right, when we got the big push to the upside. Again, we were able to predict this. If you guys are new to using the volume profiles, we always talk about looking for shorts at the highs and longs at the lows, right? And, a lot of people ask me, how do you know if it's going to break up or break down? Because we're not going to continue in a sideways range forever, although it can sometimes feel like that. Eventually you're going to get that break to the upside or downside. And we actually showed this live on the stream before it actually happened. As you see this higher time frame money flow, like the 10-hour, starting to come up, looking to cross over into the green, this is what was giving another thing that was giving us somewhat of a bias towards a breakout to higher prices. And part of the reason I was comfortable taking a scalp long position here at the top of the range, because as you guys know, I don't like taking trades in the middle of a range, and I don't like taking longs at the high of a range, right? Because if you're looking at things in terms of a volume profile here, you don't want to be looking for longs at resistance, right? Typically, you want to look for longs down here and look for shorts up here. But because of the specific context here, and I knew that there was a likely breakout, this was part of the reason why I was comfortable taking that long position. Am I logged in here? Let me pull that position up. I did take a little bit of profit off of this. It's broken. Okay, big old glitch there. What is going on here? Okay, Okay, everybody calm down. Yes, I'm still using Chrome, and yes, it is freaking out. Okay, there we go. Holy load. Okay, So let me pull up OBS so I can make sure you guys can see this. Yeah, so still in this position, it was I did take a little bit of profit here. I only have $464 left on this trade. I originally only put $650 or something like that of my own money on this trade, using quite a bit of leverage here. You can't see it. It is on 65x leverage, but I am managing my risk accordingly. And obviously, I already have locked in profits here, as well as 285% still up on the trade, 1,300 unrealized on that little move from here to here. And part of the reason I was looking to take that trade or comfortable taking that trade at the value area high was based off of the fact that we had money flow coming up, as well as it is basically an entry. If I hide this, right, that entry is essentially right here on the value area low of the macro range. So in the context of this larger profile, you wait for price to come up, flip that value area low to support, and this is where you're anticipating potentially the POC and then potentially the value area high. So again, just basically a value area trade in the context of the larger profile. But I did just want to point that out because this is something we went over on the live stream, right? Because I know a lot of people are like, how do you know if it's eventually going to break up or break down? And I mean, the real answer is there's many ways to do that, but I like to do it with money flow, and with the 10-hour money flow specifically coming up, kind of gave me that bias that we would break up, making me more comfortable to take that position. So, with that being said, if we do get a pullback right here, key level of support is going to be $62,100, where we have that weekly naked point of control. And then if we do continue down, obviously your value area low here, macro value area low at $60,434 is also going to be a massive key level of support, because again, as long as we remain above this level here, that is, as long as we're above that value area low, we can potentially anticipate the fill of this overall range. And again, with the daily money flow crossover, that would be kind of the educated guess here, right? Even if you pull back, as long as that money flow continues into the green, you're going to be looking to put in a higher low to continue that trend to the upside. Now, if we do pull some Fibonacci retracements here, or come on here. Let me catch that wick. There we go. If we pull some Fibonacci retracements here, not a whole lot of, let me pull up the entry zone here, bada boom. If we pull this here, not too much confluence here at the value area low, to be quite honest with you. But this is confluent with that local POC. If we pull a little bit of a, let me hide this here really so I don't confuse anybody. Pull up the 4-hour time frame. So yeah, if we pull some fibs here, you can see there is some confluence here at that value area low, but this is really the key level. If you lose this value area low, in my opinion, you're at risk of breaking back into this range, coming back down to the POC, and then back down to the value area low. So these are the levels, right? Main levels, 62,100, value area low, value area high confluence sitting at about 60,400, 500, and then the POC / golden pocket retracement sitting on that confluence with that POC at about 59K is going to be the next key level. And then, other than that, you're just looking at this as a volume profile. If we don't get the bounce from the weekly, we could look for the bounce at the value area low. Once you lose this level, you're at least anticipating the POC. Break that, looking down to the low, right? So these are the local levels I'm looking at if we do get the bigger pullback. But again, the general sentiment here is money flow looks pretty good on the daily. So it would be, could you look for a short up here? Potentially. There were some levels we were looking at earlier in the premium Discord based off this local range. Looking for a little bit of a drop to the downside. But again, being greedy with the longs and somewhat conservative with the shorts based off that higher time frame money flow. Shout out to Jay Violet, said more likes, please. I don't know how many likes we have right now. I assume it's around 100. Let's get it up to 350. Because if we get 550 likes on tonight's live stream, I will give away, I don't know. I'll give away an altcoin. I'll give away some of an alt. I'll give away we'll give away some Chainlink or something. How about that? But let's see. Maybe we'll take a vote on the alts. But if we got 550, I will give away some crypto today. I won't even do it for Friday night's live stream. I'll just do it today. Give a Lambo. Shout out to Caesar. Free Lamborghini if we got 550 likes. We need 10 million likes for a Lamborghini. A McLaren. Give away the McLaren. Oh God. My Instagram is gonna make me buy a crazy car. My new obsession with cars. Listen. One of my favorite cars is a Lamborghini Aventador, but I will say McLarens are man, they're just some of the sickest looking cars ever. The 570S, the 600 LT, all of them, the 765 LT, they're all sick. I like Link. Shout out to Satoshi Glakamoto. What is going on, bro? Welcome in. Maybe if we get 550 likes, we'll give away some Chainlink, and then maybe that Chainlink will shoot to the moon, and then you can buy your own Lambo. There you go. Or McLaren, whatever you prefer. Let me know. What kind of cars do we like in the chat? What do we like? Exotics? Do we like muscle cars? Let me know. We got some Mopar lovers in the chat, some Ford. Let me know. Alfa Romeos are pretty dope. McLaren boy, shout out to Philly Skills. Yeah, let's go. I want some Link. Ferrari, yeah, Ferraris are fire too. Yeah, Ferraris are some of my favorite too. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm like indifferent with, like, I like all cars, to be honest. Like, I like muscle cars. I like GTR is like another one of my favorite cars. So hard. Supras, like the new Supra, although it's basically just a BMW, that new Supra be fire. That new Supra's fire. I think it's a B58. It's basically a BMW. God, that Supra's so good looking. 55 Buick. Okay. VW. I like it. Import. I like that. Let's go. Okay, so we got some car people in the chat. R32 Skyline. That's an absolute class. If you're a car guy, R32 Skyline's it. Toyota Corolla. Hey, reliability is more important than people like to give it credit for. 2004 Windstar. Sick AF. Let's go. You guys are funny, man. Supra, BMW M2. Yeah. Old school muscle. Love it. Yeah, I am Subies. Yeah, Subies are so. My friend used to have a worked bug eye, dude. Woo, God. Yeah, but anyway, let's continue on, guys. This isn't a car stream. This is a crypto stream. But Mercedes 190V. Okay. Fiat. You guys are funny. But yeah, okay, so we got some car people in the chat. I like that. Well, in order to get your dream car, or maybe, depending, regardless of what your dream car is, Tesla. Listen, I'm not even a Tesla hater. Teslas are dope. They drive themselves. I get it. It goes against the car guy thing. I'm with you. I like my car to be like burbly and poppy, but they do drive themselves, and they are fast, right? Like, they're fast regardless of how not cool they sound. But yeah, I don't know. I might get Mrs. Candles a Tesla just because, like, I want one, kind of, but I don't want to say I have one. I want to say it's my girlfriend's. So maybe I'll just get Mrs. Candles a Tesla. But I'd be driving that thing everywhere. I wouldn't drive it, though. I'd make it drive me. Anyway, let's continue on here, guys. And let's go ahead and drop your favorite altcoins in the chat if you guys want to. See your favorite alts. Is Rob here? Shout out to Captain Kirk. What is going on? Welcome in here. Let's see. I don't know if Rob is here today. We got Tyler and Tony and Captain Kirk. If we could get somebody or one of you guys to count up the votes and let us know what we're looking at tonight, go ahead and drop those alts in the chat. And while you guys are doing that, I will take a look at Ethereum. Yeah, let's take a look at Ethereum here really quickly. I'm going to take a sip of that Aztecian and Cactus Moss Water. Shout out to Tony D. Says, thank you for the super chat, bro. He says, 1886 Benz patent motor car. Shout out to Tony D. I don't even know what that is. I didn't even know you knew what that was. But shout out to Tony D. Let's see. If this bull is great, I'm getting land in a muscle car. Shout out to Satoshi. That sounds fire. Let's see. Yeah, land is probably, yeah, they're not making any more of it. You know what they say. But let's see. Shout out to Koozie Can. Bump it. Cause I can. Koozie Can. Whatever you want to say. Shout out to the Aztecian Cactus Moss Water. Yo, shout out to Tony D. Said, no, I just Googled the first car ever. Shout out to Tony D. We'll get you one of those. Yeah. And then, we'll just get like a Model T and we'll race them. But yeah, let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. I want to take a look at Ethereum really quickly, and then we will go ahead and move into some of these other altcoins. Now, I will be honest with you guys. Let me actually pull up. Actually, real quick, I want to talk about this, guys. I almost missed like the main part of the stream here. I got stuck talking about cars. But real quick, before I do that, guys, while you're dropping the alts in the chat, I want to talk about the cycle chart here really, really quickly because we are seeing something very interesting happen. Now, if you don't know what this is, it is simply a long-term chart, right? We're on the weekly time frame, and I've simply just marked out very, very interesting time measurements based off the 4-year cycle, right? So I have measurements from the cycle bottom to the like how long it took for the bottom to come in after the halving, how long between the bottom and the tops and the bottoms, the tops and the halvings, the bottoms and the halvings. I measure everything out, and it's pretty interesting stuff, right? You can see here. Back in 2012, we had the cycle bottom coming in 777 days after the halving. So you have the halving here, and then we get the bid. This is a little bit of a weird cycle, but you have the all-time high in 2013, and then that bottom came in about 777 days after the cycle bottom. And then right here in the 2015. The 2015 bottom came in 413 days after the cycle after the all-time high. I'm sorry. And then you can see here, the bottom came in, really the difference between the halvings, right? So 770 days to go from the bottom to get the bottom to come in after the halving here in 2015, right? Back, and then in the next cycle, it took about 882 days to go from the halving to the cycle bottom. And then over in this cycle, it took 924 days. Now, these numbers don't line up perfectly, but they are very, very interestingly close. And one of the measurements that have measured up almost perfectly here is the how long it took the bottom to come in after the all-time high. And you can see here, it's like you cannot make it up. 300, this was a mismeasure here. Whoops. Let me get rid of this. Bada boom, right? Come on. Boom. There we go. So from the bottom in 2018 came in 364 days after the top, right? And then this is a little bit hard, right? Because it depends on where you take the top from. Was this the top? In my opinion, right, this first top here really was the top in 2021. This is where, like, the social sentiment peaked, search term analytics peaked, everything like that. And then we did get that kind of inflated dead cat bounce, right? But if you measure it to the second top here, which technically was the physical and numerical all-time high for that cycle, it came in the same exact amount of days that it did in the previous cycle, 364 days, literally the exact same measurement, right? So I just want to, the reason this isn't really what I want to show you, but what I want to show you is the similarities that we see in these different measurements. And I highly recommend, this is not something, like, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to do this, right? This is something you could do on your own time if you wanted to, or you could just, maybe I'll share this later. But either way, what I want to talk about here, guys, is very simply where we are right now. A lot of people say, like, if you had to say where we are in the cycle right now, where would you say we are? And it is kind of hard to say, right? Because, we don't know exactly if this, how much this cycle is going to rhyme or repeat. And very simply put, and let me just clean some of this up really quickly. This is very interesting, right? Because if you measure from the, and this isn't even really an official event, but let me hide some of this so I can point this out, right? Let me hide this, bada boom, and I'll just hide all of this, right? Bada boom, bada bing, I'll hide all of this, right? Because we don't really need any of this. I'll just hide everything, right? And I just want to take the only measurements, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Really, all I want to do here is I want to pull up the halvings, right? So let me just hide everything, and then I'll just pull up the halvings. Do I not have? Oh, yeah, halving dates. Okay. So if we measure here, right, I always kind of say, like, we are somewhere within here, right? Like, if I had to guess, right, we are probably somewhere within this area of price action in the current cycle, right? Now, it does look a lot different, right, because we've made a new all-time high before the halving this year, or this cycle, I should say, which is not something that's happened previously. But if we measure, right, this is an election year. We are right now in August, right? And, so that's what kind of why I would say we're somewhere near here, right? The halving has just happened. We're kind of just going sideways. The halving has just happened. We're kind of just going sideways. And if we measure this out, guys, from the halving all the way to literally, actually, let me do this so it stays. What am I doing here? Bada boom, right? So we grab from the halving all the way until the actual day that we wound up breaking this high and going off into, like, parabolic bull run, right? 161 days from the halving, right? Grab this. From the halving to 161 days, guys, we are getting, this puts us at, September 30th, 2024. We are getting eerily close to this 161-day mark. And if this is going to be anything similar to the previous cycle, where we have the halving, we go sideways for 161 days or so, right? It's likely not going to be the exact amount of time, right? But history doesn't always repeat, but it oftentimes rhymes, right? That's what we always say. But we are getting eerily close to this, right? And this is, if we do wind up seeing this happen, this is going to be the craziest thing to look back at and be like, oh my God, the 4-year cycle is just right on time. Now, are we also seeing other things line up? Well, we're in an election year, which is typically good for markets, right? We are also starting to see some of those signs on the chart, other than the money flow coming out on the higher time frames, guys. We were looking at that weekly green dot that has now confirmed with the 10-hour money flow crossover into the green, potentially being a sign of a much bigger move to the upside. Whoops. And, we are seeing a lot of similar things, right? We're also arguably, right? I know we talk about this a lot. We are also arguably in this massive bull flag, right? And I know a lot of people are looking at this. I do not trade based off of these patterns. However, this is a bullish consolidation pattern. And really what we've been looking at is anytime you're in a big uptrend, any sideways consolidation can be considered bullish consolidation, right? Assuming that you're looking at other forms of analysis, right? And this is kind of where we go back in time and we talk about, hey, every time we get the move up, right? Big move up, sideways consolidation, wash out the longs, big move up, sideways consolidation, wash out the longs, big move up, sideways consolidation, wash out the longs, big move up, so on and so forth, right? We've been talking about, is this sideways consolidation the same thing just in an elongated kind of sideways, elongated time-wise, right? Because this is obviously the longest period of consolidation, almost, right? Because the summer months are typically sideways, right? It's the same thing that we had happen back here, right? It was basically 156 days of sideways action from March all the way into August. And then where did we get the big move up? Into September's kind of sideways. And then eventually in October, we get Uptober and we get the big push to the upside. And right here from March all the way to currently in August, we are going sideways. Are we going to see that timing play out almost perfectly where September comes around? Maybe we kind of just like bing bong sideways, and then eventually that September, October kind of months start to happen. We get October to play out, and then we finally go into that parabolic bull run, potentially targeting first between 80, 81, and $100,000. And I do think like there's a strong argument to be made here for that to potentially be the case, right? And this is kind of where this thumbnail comes into play. I don't just like to come out here with these like crazy thumbnails. Oh my God, you're here. You're going to $1 million without actually backing up why I'm looking at that, right? I'm not just putting that on the thumbnail so you click, although that is the game that you have to play on YouTube, but I like to back it up with exactly what I'm looking at, right? I'm saying you are here, and if I pull up that exact chart, right, it was really just a monthly chart on a line. I used a line chart, right? But I'm just pointing to this area of price action, which is literally September 2020. And then the 4 years later, September 2024 is literally where we are, right? And are we going to see that same thing happen? The cycle says so, right? And the timing of this cycle is absolutely ridiculous, right? It would be hilarious if it winds up taking 161 days. And if you're saying there's no way it can line up like that, just remember the same exact thing. I actually don't think it was the exact amount of days. I actually think I was wrong about that. From the top here all the way to the bottom actually wound up taking 364 days. And then the top here to the bottom, never mind. Never mind. 364 days. So if you don't think it could play out exactly as to the day, doesn't make it a guarantee. Like, if it was that easy, right, everyone would just be pouring their money in, ready for the big blast off, right? I'll be honest. I think it's probably more likely to get faked out. But it would not be unlikely to see it play out that close. And we are simply at that point in the cycle where coming up very soon, maybe September, maybe October. September's typically a bearish month. October is called Uptober for a reason. Even if you just October, right? Whoops. October, straight up. Let's see. Try to find the other Octobers. This was the middle of the bear market, right? But yeah, October, I'm not going to go ahead and find every single October, but October is typically a bullish month, right? So maybe we wiggle sideways, right? And then finally October happens, September happens. Maybe we get the rate cuts. We finally get that big parabolic bull run. But if that is going to happen, guys, we are at the spot where it's like there's not much left to happen here other than maybe a fake out to the downside, or maybe just some sideways consolidation until that big move up happens. So I just wanted to point that out. We are so eerily similar to this area of price action like we've been looking at to right here. That having 161 days of sideways action, parabolic bull run, right? Or start of the parabolic bull run. So are we going to see the same thing? The cycle would say yes. But obviously the cycle may not be the only thing that moves the price, right? We got Black Swan events, something like that could change things. But it does look like we are right on time for that to potentially happen. But that is very different than just calling for 100K because of that one thing. But I do just want to point it out. Very, 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 very interesting. Shout out to Golden. Thank you for that super chat, bro. He said, this is the Frankie sounds crazy moment, and he ends up being correct again. Shout out to Golden. I will say, most times when I sound crazy or I say I feel crazy calling, let's just put it this way. The last 2 times that I said I feel crazy, and this does not mean that I'm going to be right this time. I just want to be clear about that. But I will just say, I say this every time I feel like I'm crazy. The last time I thought I sounded crazy was when we were looking for 51 to 52K, and what happened? We dumped to 53K. And then eventually, we looked for 51 to 52K to finally get tapped again, and we finally did tap it, right? These were the two last times. These two dumps were the last times that I felt crazy. And I even had someone in the Discord, the premium Discord, saying, if we get a move down to 51 to 52K, Frankie would be the only YouTuber that was looking at that and the only one that was correct, which I've said before on this live stream. Kind of made me feel good when I saw that, because I was like, hey, if that happens, then like I'm the only one that looked at it, and I'm glad I was able to spread the word, but also kind of made me really nervous, because I was like, I mean, there's other really good analysts out there. Am I missing something? Am I being too bearish? But very simply put, right, I wasn't just bearish to be bearish. I was bearish because of what the price action was doing, right, and what the TA was saying. And simply put, that TA just wound up playing out. So let's see what happens, guys. And again, you know, we could see volatility leading up to that time, right? If we got a black swan event or something crazy happened and we got a big dump down to 57.5 potentially, and then we went back up, we could potentially still have time to do that before October, and even, you know, maybe before December, September, depending on, you know, how quickly we dumped. I wouldn't expect that. But, you know, we still have some time here to get some volatility to play out. But to be honest, if this thing is going to take off, we are entering that point in the cycle where it is very close to happening, right? And, you know, the rate cuts in September, if we are going to get one, that has, you know, historically been a very good thing for crypto, right? Also, if you take a look at the DXY, money flow crossovers on these higher daily time frames. This is something we looked at a while ago. Money flow crossover into the red on the 5-day, 6-day, and yeah, that weekly money flow crossover as well, right? So if we lose these lows on the DXY, that money flow stays in the red. We take a look at this oftentimes as well. That money flow crossover, big money flow crossovers into the red on the DXY. I'll just mark them out here, right? Last major one was right here. What am I doing here? Vertical line. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Bada boom, right? So that last major money flow crossover on the weekly was back here in 2020. And then what happened in 2021? Obviously, parabolic bull run. And we put this up side by side all the time. The DXY oftentimes moves inverse, not only to Bitcoin, but just to risk on assets in general, right? The DXY goes down, risk assets normally go up. So again, if we get this money flow crossover to continue into the red and finally break down into a significant wave, it could be a very good thing for Bitcoin. No guarantee. And then, yeah, you know, money flow on the monthly still kind of flat here. But hopefully, we can get, you know, a breakdown. Oh, what am I doing? A breakdown of these lows and potentially see this fall out for the DXY and see Bitcoin go up. But again, things can get volatile, right? We still have time to do pull a little volatility. Also, very decent monthly candle if we can close this, right? We got 5 days to pull this, you know, somewhat of a bull hammer candle off, right? If we can confirm that, like this candle, like this, it could be potentially very, very bullish. Where you have the long wick on the bottom and then the almost no wick on top. This is a bull hammer and oftentimes calls for a market reversal. I could try to find an example of one, but I'm not going to spend the time. If you just Google bull hammer, bear hammer, you'll just look up, you pull up Google Images, it'll explain it very simply for you, if that didn't already do it. So there you go. Let's see, bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Mike E20, said, you always sound crazy, but we love it. Shout out to Mike E20. And shout out to Anna Maria, says, hello, fam. Thank you for that super chat. Anna Maria, welcome in. Good to see you in here. Golden, what is going on? Super chat again, bro. Shout out to Golden. Said, I have verified that you said XYZ in 1 week, and it usually, not always, happens the next week. It's not personal emotions. It's not personal emotions with you. It is just the breakdown. Thank you. Shout out to Golden. Yeah, and that's it. We just go off the charts, and more often than not, the charts are right? So, I mean, statistically speaking, if I come up here and dish out the charts and what they're saying, more often than not, I'm going to be right? That's just the math of looking at a chart, right? But with that comes being wrong sometimes as well, which I'm happy to admit when we are wrong, right? Not famously, but like, it's like back here, right? I was looking for 51 to 52K, which, I mean, you could argue if this was wrong or not. We only hit 53, right? So it wasn't 52. We just front ran it. But then eventually, we did wind up coming down and hitting it finally here. I was expecting this drop on the 4th of July. But, again, the market's never going to do exactly what you thought. But the charts can help you be right way more than you're wrong. So there you go. Shout out to Golden. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the super chats. And thank you for pointing all that out. Let's see. Shout out to Flame, said, where is the video to qualify for the giveaways? It is not out yet. I will keep you updated, Flame. It's probably going to drop probably Wednesday. If we put one out, it's going to be on Wednesday. We'll let you know. Shout out to Javit the Barber, said tomorrow is my birthday. Shout out to Javit the Barber. Happy birthday, bro. Bing bong. Shout out to you, man. Hopefully you're having an awesome day, and hopefully tomorrow is an even better day for your birthday. You don't look a day over 18. I don't know how old you are actually, but it's either insulting or a compliment to you. So shout out to Javit the Barber. But let's go ahead and continue on and take a look at Ethereum here. Now, to be quite honest with you guys, Ethereum has not really changed too much. And very simply, we are looking at the same kind of price action here. And Golden with the 50 Frankie Candles membership. Let's go. Unbelievable. This man, just the most generous man in crypto on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. One of the most generous people I've ever met in my life. Shout out to Golden, bro. You are the GOAT, bro. Thank you for giving those memberships. Shout out Golden, and hit that golden emoji if you just got access or you just got gifted a membership. Shout out to Golden, bro. Unbelievable. Yeah, they are just starting to drip in here. Congratulations to anybody who got the green name. Go ahead and use that golden emoji. Let me see the golden waterfall in the chat. And it is not a shower. It is a waterfall, guys. This is a G-rated stream. Shout out to Golden, bro. You're the man. Thank you so much for doing that. And I know the Mafia appreciates you as well. If you appreciate them, drop that golden emoji in the chat. Let's go. Only YouTube channel that gives its community members custom emojis, I think. But let's go ahead and continue on while you guys are dropping those golden emojis, those golden waterfalls. I want to take a look at Ethereum here. Now, obviously, guys, not much has changed here for Ethereum. There they come. Those emojis pop up so fast. But yeah, as we look here, right, we're kind of just bing-bonging still in this sideways range. Shout out to anybody who's been watching the channel, keeping an eye on this range. Now, I have not been trading Ethereum recently, but very simply put, what happened here was that we are in the sideways range locally. You deviate from the high. This is where you want to be looking for short positions. You did wind up getting some bearish divergences here as you deviate above that value area high. At that point, you were waiting for a acceptance back into this range. And then once you lose this high, you're looking to go to the POC and then eventually the value area low. Now, this is going to be kind of... these are definitely going to be the local levels that I'm watching down below. Now, if you pull your fib from the low to the high here, we do have a little bit of confluence here on this local golden pocket and POC, right? So if we are able to get back down to that POC, this could be a potential place to get a bounce. However, I would probably put a little more weight on this 786 value area low. Now, there's no guarantees that we're going to get back down to this level. I don't love trading the POC looking for longs, but sometimes you do go down and tap this level before getting the bigger move up. However, typically, I do like to, it doesn't mean that I would trade it, right? I could look for a bounce without having to take a trade. I really do prefer to wait till we get down to the lows of the range or the highs of the range to actually find the trade. The higher probability positions are going to be found, in my opinion, at the high of the range or the low of the range. Longs at the lows, shorts at the highs. And added bonus, if everybody is super bullish, right, as you're breaking above the highs and you don't see any confirmations that you're going to continue higher, it's probably a great idea to start looking for a short position, in my own personal opinion. But locally, that's what I'd be looking at. Value area high sitting at 27.25. As long as you remain below that level, POC is likely sitting at 26.48. If you lose this golden pocket, I would be looking down to the 786 and the value area low between 25.67 and 25.96. Now, those are the local levels. Unless you're scalping Ethereum, in my own personal opinion, really what I'd be looking at this as far as context is this old volume profile pulled from all the way back here in 2022, right? We came down to the low, deviated, got accepted back into the range. This value area low is kind of really more what I would pay attention to at $2,500. As long as we remain above that level, I would be anticipating to continue a journey up to the value area high POC, sitting between $3,100 and $3,200. So in simple terms, this is what I would be looking at as far as context for Ethereum. Now, the other kind of major range I'm paying attention to is the same one as Bitcoin, right? It's just this macro range, this macro sideways range that we've been in. Pull that up, right? Value area low, golden pocket sitting right here. This is, these are also very important levels of resistance, right? Bitcoin has kind of already gotten its retracement into this zone, right? We've already gotten a pullback from the value area low golden pocket, and now we are kind of moving up closer towards that POC on Bitcoin. But Ethereum still kind of lingering down here. And to be quite honest with you, if you pull up the VPVR, quite honestly, pretty big gap here, right? So if we can maintain support above this high volume node, quick move through that low volume gap could be possible. First level of major resistance, $29.11 to $3,000. But really, because of the confluence we have with this other value area, our POC, right? I showed this on the stream last week. POC value area high, and then your golden pocket weekly naked point of control is in all confluence here. So $31 to $3,200 is, in my opinion, a bit more of an interesting level than this local golden this golden pocket value area low. So if we continue up here, that's really the major level I'd be looking at for Ethereum. But other than that, like unless you're trading like scalping, I'm looking at this larger range. Hold above 2,500, we can continue up. Once you start losing $2,500, you're at potential risk of breaking lower. Very simply put. Let's see. Shout out to AD. Thank you for the super chat. Said, thank you so much, Golden. So grateful. Shout out to AD, bro. Thank you for showing appreciation to Golden. Shout out to Golden, man. The most selfless, literally like the most selfless person I've ever met. Let's see. Shorts at the lows, longs at the highs. Shout out to Animesh. Was that a slip of the tongue there? Did I accidentally say that? No. No. If that was the case, I don't think I said that. But if I did, obviously no. Shorts at the highs, longs at the lows. But I may have slipped on the tongue there a little bit. But yeah, longs at the lows, shorts at the highs. Always remember, right? And an easy way to remember that, right? If you have a volume profile, right? Let's say value area high, POC, value area low. If you're new here and you don't know what to look for on volume profiles, especially when you have an evenly distributed volume profile, meaning that you have low volume and then it increases towards the POC and then decreases towards the value area low. When you have an evenly distributed bell curve volume profile like this is overvalued, this is undervalued, right? So you could think of this as like overbought, oversold, right? So when price comes up here, the whole idea is balance in the market, right? When you find balance in the market like this, anytime you deviate above the highest point of fair value, this is considered overvalued, right? Or expensive. And this is why up here is where you want to look for shorts to get, and then the idea is to short it if you know that the Red Bull that you typically buy for $1 is now selling. It's a little harder for short positions to explain, but I'll do it for a long example. But the idea here is this is overbought, overvalued, expensive, right? And then you looked for a that's the deviation. This is where you want to look for your short setup. If you can get the signal to short, which we talk about more in the premium Discord, we also talk about it on the live stream as well. Free videos on this channel to teach you guys what to look for. But if you get accepted back into the range, once you can't get back above this value area high, that is where you are looking for. You're looking at this as acceptance into the range, and then the next likely place for price to go is going to be the POC. And then once you lose that POC and can't get back above it, that's where you're looking to go back down to the value area low. Bada boom, right? And that is typically how you trade, or how I like to trade, the volume profiles, right? Now, I can explain it like this. When price decides to come all the way back down, so let's say you had an expensive asset, right? You had an expensive asset up here. You shorted it. It came back into the value area, got accepted back in, went to the POC, went to the value area low, and then you start deviating below your low. This is what you would look at as a cheap asset. So if you have a Red Bull, right? If you have a Red Bull, this is an easy way to explain this. If you have a Red Bull, and this Red Bull is typically selling for $1, but then you go to the store and the Red Bull is selling for 50 cents. If you think that, hey, if the fair value is between, say, $1 and $2, right? If it's selling for 50 cents down here, why not buy a bunch of 50-cent Red Bulls and then buy them and hold on to them until the price goes back into the expected fair value, right? So you're buying an undervalued asset expecting to go back to the fair value, or an overvalued asset expecting to go to the fair value. Price always seeks fair value. And you might say to yourself, well, what about when you're not ranging, right? We're not going to respect this range forever. Well, exactly, right? So this, let's say you go back down to the undervalued. This is where you look for longs back into the range, right? Overvalued, look to go back into the range, right? And then eventually, when this decides to break out, you will get imbalance in the market. If within the volume profile is balance, outside of the volume profile is imbalance, right? And then when you find imbalance, this is where price has one of two things to do. It is either going to find new fair value, right, at a random place and start ranging, or more often than not, what it will do, I show this all the time, more often than not, what it will do, let's say you had a range down here, right, and then we found imbalance and then found new balance in here, right? Once you get imbalance and you lose this fair value, this is a fair price for the asset. Once you find imbalance, and the sellers, by imbalanced, I mean that sellers are stronger than buyers in this example, right? That would be an imbalance, right? There's more sellers than buyers. That pushes the price down. And that happens 20% of the time. 80% of the time, you're in fair value going sideways. And you'll notice this, right? More often than not, you are going sideways. And then 20% of the time, you're in these weird trends, right? So when you're balanced and then find imbalance, sellers start to outweigh the buyers. That's your imbalance, more sellers than buyers. That pushes price down, and then that gives price two things to do. Find new balance, or this is how we trade so successfully using this technique. More often than not, it will go seek previous fair value where it had balance in the past. That is why when I draw these, that is why when I draw these actual volume profiles, I like to extrapolate them to the right. Because if I could find these zones in the market, right, I have the value area high, I have the POC, I have the value area low. If I know that this is a previous area of balance, I know that when this range breaks down, if it breaks down and we get imbalance to the downside, I know that it's either going to find fair value in a new area, or more often than not, it's going to seek a previous area of balance or fair value. When I say area of balance or area of fair value, I'm talking about the same thing. It's also the same thing as a value area. It gets very confusing with all the terms, but it's very simple. There is balance and imbalance. And when you get imbalanced, more often than not, price will hunt out a previous area of fair value, right? I did not invent this. This is called auction market theory. This is the way I trade. And it is very predictable. This is how we're able to call a lot of these moves in the market, right? So this is how it works. You're not going to find a lot of people giving that away for free. So there you go. That is a basic overview of how auction market theory works and why it works so well, because I know that if I get stuck under this value area high, very likely price is just looking for fair value, and it's going to come in here and respect this range. And if you watch this channel for more than a day, you'll see this on real price action on these live streams more than once. So shout out to Golden for dropping another 50 Frankie Candles memberships, actually another 51 Frankie Candles memberships. Shout out to you, Golden. Thank you for doing that, bro. Drop that golden emoji in the chat if you just got a membership. Unbelievable. Golden, you're unbelievable, bro. You're unbelievable. Shout out to you, bro. Everybody gets a membership. Unreal. Up and down we go. Shout out to Jay White. Absolutely. Yo, Golden is crazy. Shout out to Trond. But yeah, shout out to Golden, bro. You are unbelievable, bro. But there you go. Anna Maria's last super chat. Oh wait, hang on. We got a couple super chats. Shout out to Anna Maria, says, can ICP go down to $3? Let me go ahead and check on that for you. I will start with ICP. Did we get an alt list? Sure, I missed it if we did get it. Maybe we'll just freestyle today. Rob is typically the one that does the alt votes. But if Cap, if you want to do it, or one of the other mods, Tyler, Tony D, if somebody can make that alt list, I would be greatly appreciative. Let's do like 3 requests. And shout out to Chris. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for that super chat. Said, fractured both my feet, Frankie. Off work for at least 8 weeks. Good job. Good job. I have Mr. Candles to teach me to fish and make some money. Shout out to Chris, bro. Well, bro, I am so sorry that you fractured both of your feet. But I like that you have the positive mindset to be like, hey, I can't walk on broken feet. Maybe I could just learn more about the charts and maybe make some money while doing it. Shout out to Chris, bro. Well, hopefully, I wish you a speedy recovery. Thank you for the super chat. And hopefully, we can drop some extra sauce for you so we can help you learn how to make money trading Bitcoin, or altcoins, whether the price is going up or down. So there you go, guys. That is what we look for on these rips and dips. Been pinned for about 30 minutes. Shout out to Tony D. And shout out to Golden for another 5 Frankie Candles memberships, bro. Unbelievable, this man. Unbelievable. Golden, we need to know. Golden, who are you, man? Who are you, Golden? We need to know. The people need to know, Golden. Who are you? I think he's just a really, really nice, good person is really who I think he is. But shout out to Golden, who just spent some time ripping some fire supercars and sports cars through the mountains in Nurembergen. Unbelievable. And Anna Maria with the super with the gifted membership. Let's go. You guys are unbelievable. The Mafia just giving back to the Mafia constantly. Shout out to Anna Maria. Thank you so much for those 5 Frankie Candles memberships. And with that being said, guys, hopefully this little lesson helps you guys understand the auction market theory and how we use these volume profiles. And if you pay attention to these, you'll see it on live price action a lot, especially if you pay attention during the live streams. But let's go ahead and jump on into ICP really quickly. Bada boom, bada bing. Come on over to crypto. This is a crypto live stream. And let's take a look at what we got going on here. I'm going to pull up the live stream chart. Bada boom. There we go. 1 hour. Okay. So let's see what we got going on. Back down to $3. Let's check it. Let's check it. So I will be honest, Anna Maria, I would favor a move to the upside, right? Not necessarily just like hyper locally, right? Like maybe we come down, we get a little more noise. $3, in my opinion, would be very unlikely, extremely unlikely, unless, it really depends on how September goes. If September and October go anything like we would expect based off the cycle theories, $3 would be very, very unlikely in my opinion. Nothing is impossible. Nobody really knows where these things are going to go in the long term. But this would be very, very unlikely, right? Now, why do I say that? Daily money flow about to cross over into the green, right? So that makes it pretty unlikely, at least locally. That would be about a 62% dump. So you are getting the daily red dot, so maybe we pull back a little bit. I wouldn't be expecting $3 based off that. Money flow crossover into the green. When Bitcoin dumps, I would say in order to get a move to $3 for ICP, it would need to be like either a black swan scenario or like a Bitcoin bear market scenario. Like if Bitcoin, if Bitcoin were to break down, right? If Bitcoin were to, if Bitcoin went to 47.5, maybe, but I don't even know if I would anticipate that, to be honest. I would say it's probably pretty unlikely. Again, not impossible, but I would say pretty unlikely. Even if Bitcoin like breaks down to 47,000, like you still have a weekly naked point of control at $5.50. Another monthly naked point of control at 453. So $3 would be pretty low probability in my opinion, at least unless something crazy winds up happening. So I would probably, if I had a GUN to my head and was like, you have to pick if it's going down there or not, I would probably guess not. But again, not impossible, not financial advice. But I would probably expect higher prices before, even if that were to happen. I think just in general, probably pretty low probability. But if something were to happen to change that, I would change my sentiment. But as of right now, I would think pretty low probability. Like even if Bitcoin went to 47.5, I don't know if that would bring us down to $3. You still have a significant amount of support here based off those naked points of controls, as well as, this naked volume profile. Because like even if you came all the way down here, right, you break back into this previous area of balance and deviate, like it's still pretty far away from $3. So I would probably be looking much higher than that, even if we did dump. But that's my personal opinion based off what I'm looking at here on the charts. But again, nothing is impossible. But I probably wouldn't be expecting that anytime soon. And if September, October does go the way you would think, and we get a big rip up to higher prices, maybe never see $3 again, potentially. So there you go. That is my basic thoughts here on ICP. Locally, just kind of still wiggling around in our volume profile here. Local levels I would be watching. Key level of support here, $7.91. Key level of resistance going to be $8.36, with your POC sitting in the middle or somewhat at the middle at $8.27. Daily red dot printing. Check out that 90-minute money flow. 90-minute money flow crossover into the red. So I would potentially locally expect a little bit more of a move down based off that 90-minute money flow. If we get that crossover into the red, that is where I would anticipate that bigger move down to start. If we lose this area of balance, I would simply be looking down to these lower volume profiles or this one lower volume profile. Oh, God, my posture. Oh, God, I'm feeling that in my back. Let's see. Shout out to AD said, what do the memberships get us? Shout out to AD. Memberships get you. Wait, hang on. Shout out to Golden with another 50 Frankie Candles membership. Unbelievable. What is it? Yo, shout out to Golden, please, bro. Shout out to you, man. We appreciate it. You don't have to do this, bro. That's 151 memberships already, 5 from Anna Maria. Talk about a generous group of people. Shout out to Anna Maria, says thank you. No problem, Anna Maria. Thank you for gifting the memberships and the super chats. AD said, what do the memberships get you? They get you custom emojis. And pretty much that's it. If we ever do wind up doing like members only live streams, you'll have special access to that. But right now, it's basically just custom emojis. I think that's really the only benefit as of right now. So yeah, you get to use all the fun custom emojis. You could even use that one, which is really embarrassing for me. But my favorite right now has got to be Bruce Buffer, not going to lie. Shout out. Hey, Randy Hipper in the chat. What is going on, Randy? Good to see you. Randy, we got to get a collab going pretty soon. Actually, funny enough, Randy, this is super random. I was watching a CoffeeZilla video earlier today. I saw a CoffeeZilla video, and he referenced I don't know if you know this, he referenced a Twitter space that, I don't know, there was some scammer that he was, like, going over, and he went to a Twitter space, and he was like, listen to this Twitter space, and, like, in the screen, it's like you could see you're in the Twitter space. It's pretty funny, because, like, he was like, oh, look at this crypto Twitter space. I was like, I probably know all these people, but you were the only one I knew in there. But yeah, you made it to the CoffeeZilla YouTube channel. Shout out to Randy. Good to see you in here. Yes, yeah, we'll get a collab going soon here. Shout out to Randy. Let's do it. That'd be fire. Golden's running the show. Shout out to Tron. Yeah, Golden is the man. Golden, they don't call him Golden the GOAT for nothing. Not gonna lie. Which space? So funny. It was with Jason Derulo. That was a video. It was like Jason Derulo is. I think the title was like Jason Derulo's pathetic. I'm not saying that. It's just what the video was about. He like scammed people on crypto or something like that. It was so funny. I was like, oh my god, look, that's Randy. But yeah, pretty funny. Go check it out. It's it's pretty funny. Yeah, because I saw you were raising your hand to speak. Yeah, so you did speak on there. Shout out to Randy. Yeah, I saw it. I was like, oh my God, Randy's famous. Look at that. It's super funny. But yeah, shout out to Randy. Let's see. Frankie's new chair said, Frankie, I'm still here for you. Shout out to Frankie's new chair. You guys crack me up. But all right, let's go ahead and check out Tron as our next. Let's check out Tron for our next altcoin here. All right, let's go ahead and take a look. Yeah, Tron, to be honest, approaching its 2021 high here. This is interesting. Let me pull a fib here real quick. The high all the way down to the low. And let me pull up the predictions. All right, let's see here. Okay, so to be honest with you, I'll give you some local levels, but in the grand scheme of things, weekly green dot is confirmed. VWAP starting to roll over a little bit. Not really anything. Yeah, monthly green dot printing on Tron. This might be a good sign for a lot of other alts, in my opinion. Yeah, like VWAP coming up on some of these other alts. Yeah, Tron with the monthly green dot, the early monthly green dot. XRP as well, right? Is XRP going to be an early runner here? Monthly green dot and a pretty savage trigger wave at that on XRP as well. But let's get back to Tron real quick. Tron reapproaching its all-time high, or at least from 2021. Yeah, I mean, this is, your actual all-time high is coming. Actual all-time high is coming in at 18 cents. So if you do wind up breaking that, I'd be looking upwards towards 21 cents. Would probably be the first major area I'd be paying attention to between 23 and 21 cents. This would be kind of the next major level if you wind up breaking out here. Monthly green dot confirmed. Weekly green dot confirmed. Checking some of these other time frames. 3-day money flow. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you get a cool off first. Yeah, like very similar to everything else. Daily red dot confirmed. 2-day red dot looking to print. Bearish divergences. I wouldn't be surprised if you cool off locally. But if you could crack that all-time high, and when you do, like the only reason I say this is because there's not much more to look up to, right? Once you break that all-time high, between 21 and 23 cents could be the next zone to be looking at. Now, with that being said, I will show you some local levels in case you do get kind of a cool-off here. Pull a fib from our low. up to the high. Get rid of this fib. Whoops, yeah, bada boom. Let me see this real quick. Bada boom, bada bing. Huh. I would say I would take this volume profile. So these are the local levels I would look at on Tron. Value area high, POC, value area low. Confluence on this golden pocket value area high. And then just underneath that, you do have your 786. So this would not be a place that I would definitely be looking at this. If you do get a bigger pullback, this would be a very key level to hold, in my opinion. And honestly, if you get these divs, right, these bull divs on the 2-day, bear div on the 2-day, no daily bear div. 2-day, 3-day, 4-day. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you cool off. If you break out, right, and you break that all-time high, you have the targets. But if you come down, these would definitely be the levels I'd be watching. And then, even hyper locally, probably be paying attention to this range. So I know I'm giving a lot of levels here for Tron, but this would definitely be what I would watch. Grab the value area. Bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. So yeah, locally, if this continues, POC at 15.1594, value area low at 1535. That would be kind of the next levels I would be looking at for local. But if the bigger breakdown happens, you get those higher time frame red dots to confirm. I would be looking down towards this zone between 0.137 and 0.132 as very, very key support with the value area high and golden pocket of this entire move up. So there you go. That is what I'd be looking at on Tron. And no way. Shout out to Golden. Yo, Golden's got to be getting limited right now. Shout out to Golden for another 20 Frankie Candles membership. Unbelievable, Golden. Unbelievable. Shout out to Randy, got a membership. Let's get it. Yo, Golden, you are a wild man. Gifting all these memberships. And another one, Frankie Candles memberships. Oh, my God, Golden. Golden, you're going to get banned on YouTube again for being too generous for whatever reason. I don't know why they do that. And another one, Frankie Candles membership. Let's go. Golden's just like finding the two gray names in the chat. He's like, get him. Shout out to Golden, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody for gifting the memberships and the super chats. You guys are the best. But yeah, there you go. That is, and Slacky said one day maybe if you guys want memberships, just make sure. Yo, shout out to DJ. I guess D Johnny said the only 50 shades I have are gray. shout out to you, bro. It's a pretty good joke. But yeah, make sure you have in your settings, you have to make sure that you have selected enable gifting memberships or something like that. You got to make sure you change in your YouTube settings or you won't be allowed to get them. So there you go. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's go ahead and continue on here. I'll take a quick look at Solana. Shout out to Tony D. We're not going to get to all these. I was saying 3. This is 6. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. We can take a look at some of them. But let's take a look at Solana real quick. Solana, guys, to be quite honest with you, in the same situation that we left it, right? Let's pull up this Solana chart, right? As you guys know, what we've been looking at here on Solana, as we had deviated below the low of this macro volume profile, we got a move into the POC. We flipped the POC to support, got to move up, but then we kind of came down, started slipping the value area low slightly. But if you guys remember, on a previous live stream, I actually compared this to this area down here, right? Or all the way back here, where you come up, and then you slip the low, or you slip the POC slightly. You want to remember the POC acts as a magnet for price, right? So you slip the low, but because we came from the value area low, the laws of the volume profile would say, get above that POC, maybe a messy journey back to the upside, but it would be more probable to get a move from the low to the POC, even if you slip it a little bit. It would still be more probable to get a move up to your value area high, even if you lose that POC. And this was literally, we were comparing this to this price action right here because it's very similar. And you can see it kind of aged pretty well, right? You have the move from the low up to the POC. We lose the POC a couple times, but again, because we came from the low, it is going to be more probable than not that you do get the move up towards that value area low or value area high 786. So keep that in mind. That did wind up aging well as we did not lose the POC and go back down to the low, as we knew the higher probability would be to come up here. Now, this does not guarantee that we get up to the value area high 786, right? Obviously, it's not going to guarantee that. However, even if we come back down, right, it might be messy. We might range around a little bit more, but still looking at things in terms of the this volume profile. As long as we remain within this, we can potentially look up towards that value area high at around 170 to 175, where you have the 786 as well. Now, basically, what you need here is a break of that golden pocket. You break that golden pocket, very likely to get a move up to that level, in my own personal opinion. And I will be honest, yeah, if we can get some green dots on these medium hourly time frames, ooh, I would really like that. To be honest, like what I would like to see here, if you can get that VWAP on the 4 hour to cross into the green, over the 0 line, give you a green dot, this does look like one of those situations that we talked about on Friday where you can use the formation of the momentum waves to potentially get a bigger push up to break the highs, right? So I would really like to see something like this, right? Maybe we get a 4 hour green dot. If we're able to crack that golden pocket, get a push into the 786, and then if you get that bearish divergence, it would definitely give you an opportunity to look for short positions, maybe back down to the bottom of the range. Again, that is the general idea. It doesn't mean you're guaranteed to get back down to the value area low, but it would open up short potential at this value area high. We have the purple box here, meaning resistance. So that's kind of what I'd be looking at on Solana. But overall, really, as long as we remain within this range, I would be looking to respect these levels. These are all the key levels of resistance. Let's see. No way. Bro. Golden. No way. Bro. 233 memberships between Golden and Anna Maria. I believe they are the only people that gifted. Shout out to Golden. Another 50 Frankie Candles membership, bro. Golden, I need to see you in the main office after class, please. Shout out to Golden. Golden, you're the GOAT, bro. Unbelievable. I don't know if there's enough people in here that don't have memberships to get gifted. Shout out to Golden. Drop those golden emojis. I want to see the biggest golden waterfall we've ever had in this live stream right now for our boy Golden, gifting over 220 memberships, I think. Something like that. Over 200 memberships, guys. And shout out to Anna Maria, too, dropping those memberships on her part as well. Drop an AN in the chat. Drop the Goldens for Golden. And that's not cheap. Shout out to Golden. Golden be like dropping stacks on the Mafia. Let's go. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. No. Shout out to Mrs. Oh, my God. Mrs. Candles just came in and gave me sass, guys. She just came in and literally just gave me sass. Golden, I must be shaking. I must be shaking the place right now because Mrs. Candles came up to check on me and said, "Are you okay?" She was sassy, guys. Usually Mrs. Candles is a sweetheart. She was just pretty sassy with it. "Are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm fine. Why? What's up?" Are you jumping around or something?" "I can't jump around in my own studio, Mrs. Candles." "Oh, sorry." She said no. Anyway, guys, shout out to Mrs. Candles. But let's go ahead and continue on here. I want to take a look at, let's see. Let's take a look at Chainlink. If we get 550 likes, we only have 374 likes. Shout out to Golden. Said, smash that like button. It's free. Shout out to Golden. Yeah, smash that like button, guys. 550 likes. I will be giving away a little bit of Chainlink at the end of the stream here. Oh, God, it's going to be really hard to pick somebody. I don't know how we're going to do that. What I'm going to do, I know what I'm going to do. It's going to be hard to, yeah, it's going to be hard to, we're going to do it, though. But, yeah, let's take a look at Chainlink really quickly, guys, because there are, yeah, so very simply put, like kind of in the same situation that we were last week, kind of breaking out of the volume profile, key level of resistance remained important as we did get the rejection here, right? We came up. Value area low is going to be key resistance until proven otherwise. If we flip that value area low, this is the local doorway to higher prices. If you break that value area low, $13 and $14 could be on the table for Chainlink. If the correction continues, right, if we continue this pullback, I would say this POC Golden Pocket Confluence would be an important level for us to watch. Bada boom. Bada bing. Turn this blue for support. Bada boom, bada bing. Come on, there we go. So Golden Pocket POC Confluence here between about 11.19 and 10.89 are going to be absolutely key if we want. And then very simply put, value area low would be your next key level with Confluence on that 786. So if we break down below this level here at 11.80 and get stuck underneath, I would look for a move here for a potential bounce. If we lose that level, very simply put, looking down towards that 786 for a potential bounce. So there you go. Very simply put, this all remains the same. So again, key levels, if we continue down, I would say 1175. Lose that level, very likely you come to 1115 with the golden pocket at 1091. That's the bounce zone. Break below that golden pocket, 1053, very, very likely. And, I would be interested in potential bounces at both of these levels. Now, taking a look at Market Cipher real quick. Very similar, guys. Like a lot of this stuff. Bitcoin, the altcoins. Oh, my God, I really need to start doing something about my posture. We gotta change the set here so I could stand up at this desk because I'm turning into a hunchback very, very quickly. But anyway, a lot of this stuff looks the same. Daily red dot, if we print these, correction will likely continue. But again, based off the way money flow looks at on a lot of these time frames, for a lot of things, 10-hour money flow crossover into the green, 12-hour money flow coming up, 16-hour money flow coming up. Once we get that correction to play out, as long as we can hold some of these higher lows, I would expect a continuation to the upside. Till we see that money flow flop over on a lot of these time frames, that's what I'd be expecting. As long as we have those red dot, as long as we have that money flow coming into the green. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Smash that like button. It's free. Shout out to Randy. She said it, not me, guys. On the count of three, we got 391. Whoo, baby. It is hard to get likes right now. It is very hard to get likes. I think people are just bored, even though, we're getting a little push up. I mean, I don't think we're really going to see people get too excited until we break out of this sideways range. Because in the long term, right, like, sure, we're getting a bounce up. But for the most part, I mean, this is just boring sideways action. Not the most exciting stuff. But I think we could get 550, guys. We will literally give away Chainlink if we have 550. We're at 496 right now. On the count of three, let's see if we could get, on the count of three, let's see if we can get 450 likes on the count of three. Everybody hit the like button at the same exact time. It comes in batches, so it should go from 400 to 450 in 3, 2, 1. Shout out to the autofocus on this camera. Smash that like button. Let's see if we can get it to jump up there. Last time we did it, it was kind of embarrassing because we went up like 3 likes. But yeah, let's see if we can do it. I wish I could get you one more. Shout out to Jay Violet. We appreciate you. Oh, 415, baby. Come on. We can do it. Bada boom, bada bing. Hit the likes, people. Shout out to Mr. T Crypto. What's up, boys? Shout out to Cyrus. Welcome in, bro. Let's see. 421. 50 Frankie Candles memberships from Golden. Come on, baby. We can do it. I know you can do it. Let's go. Come on. 424. I wish I had I'm not taking my hat off right now. I'm not getting embarrassed like that, but I wish I had a hat. I could hold it out. Come on. I'll take a like. Come on. Smash up that like button. Shout out to Golden for getting another 50 Frankie Candles membership. Absolutely insane. And with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and check out Render. Check out Render real quick. Bada boom. We'll check it out on the Coinbase chart here. Hey, this. Whoops. Bada boom. Drop those golden emojis for our boy. Yo, I'm going to assume that we drew that after it happened. That would be too creepy. Yo, hang on. Whatever. It's not worth going back. But anyway, let's take a look here at what we got going on Render. Probably something very similar to everything else. Daily red dot incoming. Yeah. So I would potentially look for pullbacks here. Based off the red dot, and not just the red dot on the daily. It's the 90-minute on a lot of this stuff as well. So I'll be honest. If you look at this, right, look at this local volume profile. I could even pull this to a previous profile. Okay, yeah. So this is the volume profile I would be looking at right now. Got your high, your POC, and your low. Excuse me. So, yeah, I mean, to be quite honest, let's see. Value area high, golden pocket confluence. So, yeah, these are probably the key levels of resistance I would be looking at. Not impossible to get a rejection sooner, but if you get to stay above this POC, I'd look for move up into the 786 golden pocket for your next key levels of resistance. But other than that, to be honest, money flow on the 90-minute coming out, 80-minute money flow also coming out. Like with these lower time frame money flow crossovers into the red potentially about to happen with the daily red dots, I would expect these corrections to potentially continue. Now, it doesn't mean that we're calling for zero, right? It would just mean a potential continuation to the downside before potentially putting in a higher low and continuing up to higher prices. So, you know, technically, pull your fib from the high to the low, you know, your key levels of support are going to be, yeah, I mean, like this would definitely be, even if you got a bigger pullback with your golden pocket value area low sitting at about, you know, 504 to 515, even if you get all the way down here, I would potentially look for bounces. Whoops. What am I doing here? I'm trying to change the color of the box to blue. There you go, right? So, you know, this, if you get a big breakdown, like remember, you know, quick move up sometimes gives you a quick move down. So, yeah, volume gap here. You would like to stay above, right? You would like to continue up into this larger profile, but if that red dot money flow crossovers on the lower time frames give you a big move down, this is definitely a key level below. I would call it between 515 and 498. So you get a bigger breakdown. This is key. If you don't bounce here, could be getting accepted back into the lower range, right? But yeah, that's pretty much what I'd be looking at. Other than that, I want to extrapolate this real quick. Bada boom, bada bing. So yeah, you know, if we were to get rid of these local levels, this is kind of the higher time frame or you know, medium time frame. Your doorway to higher prices, in my opinion, if you're not going to get the cool off, you got to get above this level at 623, right? Which is kind of what you're rejecting right now. You tried to get back in there, couldn't hold it. Got to get above this level. If you can't get above this level, even if you do, right, you still have the local resistance up there. But I'll be honest, red dot on the daily, money flow crossing over on those lower time frames, 80 and 90 minute. Like, is the 80-minute crossing over just yet? No. This money flow continues out. I'd expect a bigger breakdown. If you could break above this 625 level, it gives you an opportunity to come up to the local value area high that I just showed. And those are the levels I'd look at, right? Like, you really need to break out of that range. Those are the two ranges I'd look at. So if you want to look at this on your own, first range is this local one here. 622, absolutely key. 623, get above that. That's kind of your doorway to higher prices, but still have resistance above. These are the two ranges. Depends on what time frames you want to trade, but those are the two major ranges I'd be looking at. So there you go. Rectember incoming. Shout out to Scott Miller. Yeah, Rectember is among us here. So got to be careful. But with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. Thank you all for tuning in and sticking around till the end of the stream. I appreciate you guys so much. Shout out to Golden. Shout out to Anna Maria. Shout out to everybody who super chatted and dropped those memberships. You guys are the absolute best community in the world. Shout out to Randy for hanging out with us here. Love when you stop by. Always good to see you. Smoke says, bing bong. So shout out to you guys. Watch that daily red dot with those 90-minute money flow crossovers. This could give us the bigger move down, but now you guys have all the key levels of support, not only to the downside if the correction continues, but also to the upside in case we get another opportunity to come up and potentially get a new short setup. Shout out to the dump incoming. Shout out to Crypto Fred. That money flow crossover on the 90-minute may be the thing that could start that bigger move down. But shout out to Dr. Crimson's girlfriend. Shout out to Crypto Mac. Shout out to Randy Hipper. Shout out to Golden. Thank you so much for all the memberships. Shout out to Anna Maria. Thank you guys for all your generosity, and thank you for super chatting. You guys are the absolute best. Shout out to Manitoir. Shout out to Benjamin Calls. Shout out to Gene Lee, Smoke, Mark Dutch, Wick 589, his wife, Wick Fine 89, and shout out to Flame. Shout out to Gen Z. He says BTCTA. Shout out to Pennywise dropping those goats and the candles in the chat. If you didn't drop that, if you didn't drop that like, we're at 450 right now. If we didn't get 550 likes and you wish you could like twice, drop a candle in the chat right now. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time. Be hype for that beginner series, guys. Especially if you're new to the charts, make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit that like button on your way out. I'll see you guys next time. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the is it? They should have had them two bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Hold on. Cut the music, Mrs. Candles. Guys, Randy just said she needs 25 more subscribers to get to 17,000. And this is Randy. This is her awesome YouTube channel. And as you guys can see, she has 16.9K. She says she needs 25 more to get to 17,000. Please, for the love of God, Mafia, if you like amazing content creators and good people, especially paisans from New York, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Go subscribe to Randy and make sure we get her to 17K by the end of this live stream. And by the end of the live stream, I mean by the end of the intro music. Go subscribe to her channel. Yeah, go head over, hit subscribe, get her to 17K. And with all that being said, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time, right here, 5:45 p.m. 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you all for being here. I love each and every single one of you. I don't just say that. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the road, here we go.
Hey, let's go. Shout out to Randy. Congratulations. You deserve this, Randy. You worked hard. That was only 25 subscribers. You didn't need the help at all. Shout out to Randy. Let's go. Shout out to Mafia. Thank you for subbing. Hasta pasta. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll.